Hello, welcome to Mad's World. So, when you're in the shops, have you noticed over the Easter holiday, there's been so many supermarkets doing the vegetables for 4p, but not just one carrot or one parsnip. It's a kilo of carrots or a kilo of parsnips or a swede, and they were all 4p. And I don't know if you're like me, but when I see things like that, I think, oh, I can't go past it and not pick something up. But what am I going to do with that amount of carrots and parsnips and swedes and those sorts of things? They're all lovely veg, and you have a couple of parsnips at Christmas maybe, or at Easter with your roast. You might do a swede mash occasionally, or if you're making a stew in the winter. But if you've got kids as well and they're not going to eat that sort of thing, you think, well, then what do I do with it? It seems like a waste of money, because I'll spend 4p and okay, it's only 4p, but then it'll all end up in the bin. So I couldn't resist it. I had to pick some up. So I picked up a bag of parsnips for 4p, and I picked a swede up for 4p, and I picked a kilo of carrots up for 4p. And the carrots are in the fridge because I've got a massive rabbit outside and he's eating the carrots, and I've got a guinea pig coming tomorrow and he's going to be eating the carrots, and that's because we look after other people's pets when they're on holiday. So we have got a few pets that'll eat the carrots, but I did think I might make a carrot cake with that. But what am I going to do with the parsnips and the swede? And so I thought, what I'm going to do is a quick vegetable sort of bake. And it's one that you can make in advance and cook later, or you can cook it and freeze it. But it's a good way of getting vegetables in people, not necessarily just children, because I've got older people that don't like vegetables. But you can get that into them if you make it tasty. So I thought, what I'd do is make something quick and easy, because the other thing is, we've got so much time. We haven't got a lot of time, so you don't want to spend so much time cooking, do you? No. So we're going to do something quick and simple with this, and it's going to be a bake. So you could use it as a mash topping if you wanted to, but it's equally nice, especially if if you're vegetarian or vegan. You can make something like this as a bake, and I'm going to sprinkle the top of mine with cheese. If you've got any leftover bacon, so not for the vegetarians and vegans, but if you've got some leftover bacon, you could chop that up, fry that up, and put that in it as well. So then it's more of a meaty flavour. You could have it alongside pork chops or something like that, or you could just have it as a bake with a cheesy topping with some vegetables and maybe a bit of gravy on the side if you like that sort of thing. I have gravy with everything. So that's what I'm going to do today, and I'm going to show you, so you can cook along with me if you like, or you can just make a note of it. I will put the recipe at the end so that you can copy that down if you want to. Now today, I don't know if you can see him, but actually I've got my little helper with me today, and I thought you might want to see him. So if I stand like this, there he is in the corner. Can you see him? So that's Bill. Sometimes he does make a bit of noise. I've got a cockatiel in there, so he's the one making the noise, and there's some other birds in the other room. They're making a bit of noise as well, but they cheer me up, so I'm not going to shut them out. Ooh. So, ingredients for this: you need your 4p veg. So we've got our parsnips and we've got our swede. So I'm going to peel those. I thought I'd got everything ready, but not with peeler. I like these peelers, don't you? The ones that just sort of scrape off. So where's my thing? That's it. So I'm going to do one of them. What's your favourite veg? Mine, I've just had, I don't know where they came from, because Brussels you get at Christmas. This is the beginning of April. So we've just had Easter, and it was Easter Sunday. just Sunday just gone, because that's when all the veg was on offer. And I don't know where they came from, but all of a sudden the supermarket was doing Brussels, and not those little weeny little Brussels that you get, Brussels sprouts. Oh, I love them. Nice big ones they were. So my OH, he's not a fan of the little sprouts because he's the one who makes Sunday lunch. Sunday roast. I always have a roast on a Sunday until it gets too warm. Anyway, so what's your favourite veg? I love Brussels. So when I saw those, I thought, oh my goodness, can't turn those down. So we picked up a bag of Brussels, and there must have been I don't know how many was in there, but I must have had about 12 Brussels on Sunday. And then another load yesterday to finish them off. So yesterday was Monday, so 2 days in a row. But I said to OH, I could just eat a whole bowl of Brussels sprouts. They only have to be steamed and they just have to be cooked. Don't want anything fancy with them. None of your bacon lardons or anything like that. Just some good old Bisto gravy, that is, for those of you that don't know. Bisto and a plate of Brussels. I said I could have eaten them all and that would be a lovely meal for me. I'm not vegetarian, by the way. I do like meat. So that's my swede. So that's peeled. And I do like a parsnip, but parsnips are one of those veg. There's my fancy knife. Parsnips are it's that sort of veg that I only ever think of roasted at Christmas, because that's the only time we had them when I was little. We had Christmas morning, turkey would have been in about 2 days earlier in the oven when my mum cooked it. But she put it in the night before, and then we'd have these parsnips burnt to a crisp, but I did like them. And then my first boyfriend, his dad was a brilliant cook. That's going back some years, but he used to do these lovely parsnips that were done in the oven with the roast beef. Oh my goodness, they were to die for. And then that turned me, I'm a parsnip fan, but I never really know what to do with them. So peas we eat a lot of in this house in terms of vegetables. My husband, he loves peas, he does. So every meal I have, he'll go, oh, I'll do peas. And I go, no, we're having something else. We buy quite a lot of vegetables for the birds. So I make cook pets. I've got parrots. So we've got Bill. I've got another parrot called, a little one, Senegal. He's called Max. He's a colourful little thing, but he does screech a little bit. But they have chop every day to get them to eat their veggies. Wish could do that with the kids when they were little. You know how they always say, try and hide the veg for your children. Get them to eat it, hide it in something. So it's the same with these guys, these parrots, they're clever. So they get their seed and pellet mix, and then we make this mix depending on what vegetables we can get, what's in season. But they like chilies as well. So raw chili, carrots, mange tout, green beans, runner beans, red pepper, some pulses, beans and that. And I cut it all up fine, and then I mix it in with the seed so that when they're eating their seed mix, to keep them healthy, because obviously they're not flying out in the wild, they then they have to eat some of the veg because it'll be stuck to some of the seeds. And birds are not stupid. They're not going to die of starvation, so they'll eat it. So now when there isn't any mix in there, they look at me like, what's going on, Mum? Where's the rest of it? And so now they will eat veg. They like warm. I'm just peeling the parsnips, by the way, so I hope you're doing the same if you're following along. So when we have dinner in the evening, I have to do a little bit of extra veg because they really like cooked veg. So they all got half a Brussels. They all got half a Brussels sprout, and they get green beans every night cooked with our tea. and they have that at the same time that we're eating. So that's quite nice. The birds they're a nice little pet to have. Not for the faint-hearted, mind you. I've had a few pecks and bites. I know they can be noisy, especially if everybody else is being noisy. They want to join in. They've gone a bit quiet now. So that's my vegetables all peeled. And as I say, we're going to make this quick. So if you've got a family of however many people, and you think, and you've just come back from work, you can't do a lot of cooking, you could prepare all the veg the night before. So I'm going to chop them up so that they're about, because you don't want them to be cooking for hours and hours because you cut them too big. So I like to cut my veg so that they're about that size. Can you see that? So it's probably an inch cube, maybe 1.5 inch cube. So I'm going to chop them all up like that, and we're not going to mess around because this isn't the Great British Menu or MasterChef the Professionals or anything like that. This is about getting a good hearty meal that tastes nice, that everybody will enjoy without too much pain being in the kitchen. Oh, that's the other thing with parsnips. And have you noticed when you cook veg, sometimes they feel a bit sticky, and that's the sweetness. So they've got their own natural sugars, as well as all the good vitamins and everything in them. They get their own, they've got their own sweetness. So these are all chopped up just about. Be careful when you're chopping, of course. And then we're going to add some flavour to this. What I like to do with I've got my pan of boiling water. Well, it's not boiling yet, but I've got my pan of water there. And to get a bit more flavour into my veg, I'm going to drop a stock cube into the water. Just a vegetable stock cube for this one, because I don't really need anything else, it's vegetables. So because of that, I'm going to be careful how much salt I put in when I start mixing all the bits together, because what I don't want to do is make it too salty, and stock cubes do tend to add a little bit of saltiness to whatever it is that you're cooking. I'll chuck that away. See, I made a mistake wearing a white shirt, but hey ho. So pop those in my pan. I don't need to show you my pan because it's just a pan with water in it. So that's all my parsnips done. Just going to pop them in, and I'm going to use a vegetable stock cube. You could use one of those what they've got, a stock pot, is it? Nor stock pot. I'm just going to use like an OXO cube, but a vegetable one. I always have a stack of I don't have a stack. I have a couple of boxes of the different flavours of OXO cubes in my store cupboard, because I use them for all sorts of things. So when we have beef, we crumple one over the beef before we put it in the oven, that sort of thing. So I'm onto my swede. I'm going to do the same thing. Just going to cut it up into chunks. I'm not going to add any potato to this because I don't want it to be a mash that feels like it should be on top of, like a pie. Can't get my knife out. Like a shepherd's pie. So this is just going to be making use of the 4p vegetables that we've brought. Because it's a shame to waste it, you don't get many things for 4p. I can't buy a bar of chocolate for 4p. And so on that basis, I think if I haven't got much money, and I've been in that position so many times, it's made me really grateful for, the times when I have had a bit extra. But it also makes me realise I don't want to waste anything, and I waste a lot of food. Do you? Do you waste a lot of food? I buy things that are on offer, And I buy things that are on offer, and I think, I don't know if I want it now, or it sits in the fridge and I only bought it because it was on offer and I didn't have a plan for it, and so then I end up throwing away, so it wasn't a bargain in the end. So that is something I have to be careful of, and I am aware of it. Don't stop me doing it, but I do try my best not to. So nearly finished my veg. So again, tell me what your favourite veg is. And if you buy this 4p, when it's on offer like this, sometimes it's 12p, isn't it? What do you do with it? Have you got any recipes that are your go-to for this sort of stuff that you can maybe freeze, or it's really tasty, or something a little bit different, or your take on a traditional recipe that you know of, and you think, when the veg is on offer, I do that with it? Let me know, because I'd be really interested. I mean, usually I wouldn't have bought the parsnips, but I thought, do you know what, they look really nice. That's the end, don't need that bit. So for this recipe, you want parsnips and your swede. Okay, so I'm just going to take this over to the sink and just give it a little swill. You don't need to see it because it is just chopped up into chunks, but I will let you have a little look. There's a lot of it. I think I'm going to have plenty in the fridge. Right, I am going to. Oh, I've wet the bottom of my pan. I hate that. Right, that's that. Right, so there you are. That's my chopped up. That way, I think. Yeah, so that's all of my chopped up swede and parsnip. So that's going on now. Oh, there's always the debate, isn't there, about what's your favourite cooker? Is it gas or electric? When we moved into this house about 4 years ago, I decided to try halogen hob. And hubby only wanted gas, but I wanted, I said I quite liked electric. I don't really enjoy cleaning, and I think with a gas hob, although it's really controllable, it's all the nooks and crannies you have to get in and out of to try and keep it clean. So I did like electric when I had electric. So I said to OH, so this is my stock cube going in. So I'm just going to put that in like that. If it was beef, I would have licked my fingers. I don't do that with vegetable because it's not very nice. Gives that a quick stir. We want to get that. It's only the one. It just gives it a little bit of extra flavour while it's cooking. I'm not going to add any salt or anything else at this stage, so that can stay like that. So yes, I went for a halogen, and I have to say I'm really pleased with it, because I really like, oh, it's my little bowl, my thing. What I really like is that you can just keep it clean, just wipe it down, and it's lovely. Anyway, so while that's cooking, oh, wrong way. See, back to me. Oh. There you go. That's my thing gone. So, so that's my veg cooking. So while that's cooking, this is where we're going to sort of add a little bit of flavour. Just put that in there. It's okay. So I've got an onion. So I'm going to fry some onion, and I'm going to fry some garlic and some herbs. So that's cooking. Let's turn that up a little bit. You all right, Bill? What are you doing? Sitting on top of his cage. Usually he's come in to me by now to see what I'm doing and what I've got. but he's being very good today. Oh yeah, back to me halogen, back to me halogen. It's really responsive. That was what hubby was worried about. Because he said, oh, I like gas because you can just turn it up and down. You can have it on just a little bit or you can have it on a lot. So, but I said you can do that with halogen. I've read the reviews. So, so I bought this halogen hob when I had my kitchen sorted. And I have to keep checking on Bill in case he's up to no good in there. And it's really good. You can just, you know, if it comes nearly to the boil, you think, oh my goodness, it's going to boil over. You turn it, you just click it down and the heat goes off instantly. I really like that. The downside, I think, to a halogen hob is, oh, it's making my eyes water, is the weight of the pans. They're really heavy. But the other advantage to having a halogen hob is that even though the hob gets hot, as soon as you switch it off, it goes down quite quickly. So if any of the birds did come in here and land on it after it had been switched off, it's not hot for hours on end. They'd feel it and they'd probably fly off, but it probably wouldn't hurt them. So I quite like that. So I'm going to cut my onion into, I'm going to dice it, but it doesn't have to be, it's not got to be really finely diced because I just, oh, it's made my eyes water. I want to thread it through the mash when I've finished. So I've done mine quite thick. I'll show you that in a minute. And then, so yeah, and the other thing with a halogen hob, so my older brother, he's got a defibrillator fitted. So that's what something that sort of regulates your heart, helps your heart, and I think it gives you an electric shock if you know, if your heart fails. Oh gosh, that was a strong onion. Oh, it's made my eyes water. So there you go. Oh, there it is. So there's my onion. So they're not tiny chunks, but it's just diced up so that it can go in, because you want to be able to taste it in the meal when I've finished. So that's that. And then I'm going to do, that's quite a lot there. I think I'm going to do 3 cloves of garlic in this one, because I do like garlic. There's quite a lot of veg there. So I've got 3 cloves of garlic. They're quite big, these. And I'm going to crush these because I do want the flavour. So I'm going to start crying now because of that onion. Oh, but I'm going to crush these. And then in terms of herbs, so you want 3 cloves of garlic and 1 sort of medium-sized onion with your bag of parsnips and a sort of medium-sized swede. And so yeah, so back to me hob. So Peter, he's got this defibrillator fitted. So when he came round for a picnic last summer, I says to him, oh, would you like my new hob? He went, oh, that's nice. I mean, it wasn't on. He said, oh, that's nice. What is it? I said, it's halogen. Well, I've never seen anybody run so fast. I said, what's the matter? He says, oh, I'm not allowed to go near a halogen because it might set off my defibrillator. So that made me laugh. So I kept saying to him, come put your hand on it. It might make it go quicker. But he wasn't amused. So just something to bear in mind if you're thinking about halogen. So garlic, just going to peel it. And then I'm going to put it in my fancy crusher and just crush it up. And then while all of that's cooking, we're going to fry it up. And we're just going to fry it gently, don't have to go mad. And what I'm going to do in this is I'm going to fry it in some butter, because then I can I can use the butter in the mash. I'm going to have to blow my nose in a minute, I think. I usually chop my onion still hurting underneath my tap. And I didn't do that today. Oh, whew, dear, that is strong. Blimey. Put that over there. I think I might have to blow my nose. Right, that's it. That's my garlic done. What's next? What's next, I hear you say? You all right, Bill? What are you doing? Okay, so I'm going to crush my garlic. OH has just walked past in this fancy hat. It's really lovely out today. After the wind. Oh my goodness, that wind. It was so bad. But I drove to, where did I drive to? I drove to Leicester the day after, and I was shocked at how few branches were on the road. Oh, OH is coming in. He's just been looking at the aeroplanes outside. And I was shocked at how few branches were on the roads. Because usually, after a big wind like that, there's fences down and all sorts, but no. So, that's it. The veg is just, it's starting to come up now. Like I say, there's a lot of it, and you'll know if you picked up those bags of cheap veg. There's a lot of it. So that's my garlic done. Got my onions. So what I like to do when I'm doing a bit of frying, right, so there's my garlic. That's it. So that's my 3 garlic bits. So 3 garlic, 1 onion, 1 swede, bag of parsnips. I'm going to use a little bit of olive oil. You can use any oil. Oh, Bill's having a flap over there. Little bit of olive oil in my pan. And then a little bit of... get rid of that. About a tablespoon of olive oil, not much more than that, and a blob of butter, because I'm going to use all of this to mix in my mash. I don't want it swimming in oil or anything like that. Then a knob of butter, sort of like that's about a tablespoon of butter and a tablespoon of olive oil. And I'm just going to let that come. I'm just going to turn my veg down because that's going a little bit crazy now. And you want a sort of medium heat for your butter and your oil, because I'm just going to gently fry the onion. I don't want it to be brown. I don't want no burnt flavours in it. And then for the herbs, I'm going to use, to keep this simple, I can't find it. Where have they gone? I should have got them ready. I'm just going to use, sorry. To keep it simple, I wanted to use things that you've got in the cupboard, so that if you are looking at this veg and thinking, have I got to do something really fancy with it? Is it going to take me ages? It doesn't have to. It doesn't have to cost a lot either. You've spent 4p on your veg, so I've spent 8p on my veg. I've got an onion. I've always got onions around. I've got a bit of garlic. You might not always have garlic in. You can use garlic salt if you really don't. If you don't like using fresh garlic, not everybody does. But I'm just going to use mixed herbs, and you can pick these up really cheap. Mixed herbs from Morrison's, Lidl, Aldi, wherever you shop. It's the one. It's the go-to, I think, for a lot of chefs or a lot of people like me that cook, because it adds flavour without having to buy lots of different herbs. So we're just going to do something quick for the family. This is what this is aimed at. It's not fancy cooking. It's not cordon bleu. And I say I'm not doing anything for the Great British Menu. So I've got my oil and my butter. And the butter, I think, just gives it a nice flavour. That's why I like that. And the olive oil will give it a little bit of flavour too. But use vegetable oil, whatever you've got in, sunflower. But just add a little bit of butter or margarine, just something like that is what I add in. Whatever you've got in the cupboard, don't buy anything separate, because I don't want you to go and buy anything separate if you don't have to. Okay, so this is store cupboard ingredients, because I hate it when I watch these programmes on TV and they go, well, these are store cupboard ingredients, and they're not. I have to go out to the shops and buy it, because it's not the things I have in. I don't always have a pineapple in the fridge or that sort of thing. I don't always have yellow peppers and chilies in my fridge, but this really is. So the onion's going in. I'm going to let that cook for a few minutes. And this is just the onions and the garlic are just to flavour the veg, to add flavour to this veg. So we've got the stock cube in there. And then we're going to, I'm still sniffing, aren't I, because of that onion. Let me just ask Away, she'll tell me what it is. Give me one sec. What is it in onions that makes your eyes water?
Sulfuric acid.
Sulfuric acid. There you go. That OH is a font of all knowledge. It's sulfuric acid that's in onions. I'll put that. I'm going to have to put my fan on. I'll just put it on low. That's it. So yeah, sulfuric acid in onions, and it's that makes your eyes water. We'd never have guessed that, would you? I didn't know that until recently. He was saying we should eat more onions because apparently they're really good for us. He didn't say why. I think it's because he likes them. So that night we had hot dog and onions for our tea. That was his excuse anyway. And then, yeah, and then he said to me, did you know what it is that makes your eyes water? And I said, what is it? And he said, sulfuric acid. There you go. Something you didn't know. It's in tiny amounts apparently. It's poisonous for a lot of animals. So if you have got pets, sorry, I've got something in my eye now. If you have got pets, don't give it to them. What are you doing, Bill? Oh, he's having a bit of a preen. That's all right. You all right? What are you doing? And yeah, so the birds can't have it in their chop, so I have to be really careful if I buy a mixed chop that's already done. It's what I used to get from one of the supermarkets. They did a tray and it had mange two. It had mange two, peppers, carrots, something else and something else in it. And hubby came back one day and picked up the wrong one and it had got onions in it. Luckily enough, I spotted it. So what we used to do is just put it in the food processor and whisk it up, whereas now I chop it all up separate because I don't want to risk it. Don't want to risk my babies, do I? You wouldn't do that, would you? So no. So yes, I'm just waiting for my onions. My vegetables are cooking nicely. So you want them to be where you can get your knife in, but not so that they're mushy, because they're about done. So that's only about, what, 10 minutes? I'm going to just give it another minute or two. And then, so about 10 minutes. So you want it so that they're still just a little bit al dente, because when they go in the oven to cook, they'll carry on cooking and then they'll come out beautiful. Whereas if you do them where they're already well cooked, then it comes out not as nice. Right, so the onions are cooking lovely. There's no colour on them, so they just look like this. So just normal onions. I'm going to turn it down and I'm going to add my garlic. So the garlic's going in. And I just want to get the flavour in there. Oh, put half the peel in. Is that what you do? Nobody knows, do they? If you drop a bit of peel in there, it's not going to hurt anyone. So while that's happening, I'm just going to move this over here. While that's cooking, what I'm going to do to jazz this up a little bit more is I'm going to do a breadcrumb topping. Now you don't have to, you could just fork the top and sprinkle some cheese over. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a little crumbly, I'm going to put a breadcrumb topping on, because I really like the flavour. I like that crunch that you get, so feels more like a proper bake that's a meal rather than a mash that's just going on top of something. And then that top hopefully will brown and you'll get that lovely look that's appetising when you see it. So I've just got some, I've got double Gloucester, so it's not too strong. So I'm going to grate some double Gloucester, and I'm not giving you lots of amounts here because I want you to just use your imagination. Some people like a lot of cheese on top. If you like a lot of cheese on top, then put a bit more on. If you don't like a lot of cheese, put a little bit of cheese on. I'm going to use about 50 grams, I think, to go on top of this one. So about 50 grams if you do want to if you do want a measurement to sort of make it feel right. Oh, and I'm going to use 2 slices of bread, which I'm going to grate as well. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix the cheese in with the breadcrumbs and sprinkle it on top of my mashed vegetables. And what I'm going to do is switch my vegetables off now, because I think they're about ready. Sorry, I do keep sniffing it because that onion really, that sulfuric acid, that sounds a bit better. Sounds a bit more serious. That's gone up my nose. So I'm going to drain my veg. So I've got quite a big pan there of veg. There you go. So my onions are cooking. My garlic's in there. I'm going to switch all of that off because I don't want it to brown. I just want it to be cooked. So I'm grating my cheese. So say about 50 grams worth of cheese I'm going to grate. What's your favourite cheese? If you're cooking, I do like red Leicester when I'm cooking because I just think it's got a bit more flavour. But OH, he prefers a bit of double Gloucester, so we tend to have that. And Bill and Max, they both have a bit of double Gloucester as well. That's enough cheese for us because OH don't like a lot of cheese on his. And what I don't want is I don't want it to have a cheesy topping. I want this one to have a crispy topping with a little bit of cheese in it. So you just get that nice flavour. So that's my cheese. The next thing I'm going to do, like I said, I'm just going to grate, and I'm going to grate it on the big side here. I'm going to grate 2 slices of bread. Now this bread's got today's date on. If you've got some bread left over that's got, might be 2 days out of date, as long as it's not green, because it's going to be baked. And then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to grate this on here so I get some crumbs. And I don't need like fancy little, if they're a little bit bigger, it doesn't matter. It's just going to give me a nice crispy toasted topping. If you've got the crust, do the crust because that works really well and it's dead quick. Making a right mess here today. OH said he ain't cleaning up after me. So what is your favourite cheese? Not just for cooking, just generally. Do like a bit of blue Stilton. And what else? Oh, I'll tell you what I did buy the other day. I bought a small piece of mango, Wensleydale with mango and ginger. Oh, it was lovely. Do you like a bit of Wensleydale as well? Wensleydale grommet. We've got our mash here, which I'm going to mash right now. The masher. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to worry about any oil that's in the pan because there's not a lot of it. But all of this is going to go into there. Because this meal here, this will feed, well, hearty 4 in my family. So we've got all the garlic. Oh dear. Right, so all the garlic and the onions have gone in there. I'm going to add some salt and pepper. So a nice glug of pepper. You don't have to have any pepper, just put whatever pepper you like in. I'm going to put quite a bit of pepper in there. Right, Bill, you having a flap? Having a flap? And then I'm going to put some salt in. That's glug of salt. I'm going to taste it as well before I finished. And then I'm going to put probably, I've got a tablespoon here. Let's have a look what that looks like. Yeah, I'm going to put a tablespoon of herbs in there. So this is the mixed herbs, so just 1 tablespoon. Where's my thing? What have I done with that? Oh, there it is. My spoon. So I'm just going to give that a mix up. The smell was lovely. I can smell the garlic and I can smell the mixed herbs. Looks really herby now. And then I'm going to mash it. So it just needs to be roughly mashed. Like I say, it's going to carry on cooking. And you might find that you do need to put a little bit of extra. What else was I going to do? Oh yeah, you might find you do need to put a bit of extra butter in here if you do want it, margarine or whatever it is that you use, just to make it a little bit creamier if that's how you like it. I'm not going to do that with this one. So there it is. So you can see that nice. So you don't have to be fancy with it, doesn't have to look nice because it's going to taste fantastic. Right, I'm going to get a little spoon and I'm going to taste. Just make sure that it's got enough seasoning in it. Oh, that's lovely. It's got plenty of pepper. A bit more salt, I think. What's nice about this is the you can taste the swede. You can taste the swede just slightly, and you can taste the turnips, and there's like a slight sweet taste to it, but that nice earthiness, and then the mixed herbs, they come through, and then you get a little hit of garlic, and then the onion, and it's really, really tasty. It's really nice. I'm very pleased. I'm very pleased because this is the first time I will have made this one. I just saw the veg and I thought, do you know what, we've got to do something with that, haven't we? So I thought I'll use a tried and tested recipe that I've used for other things. So usually I've got carrots and that in a vegetable bake. Right, so that looks very nice. I'm going to put that into my dish. So I've patted that down, so that's all nice and neat. So you can see that I've got my breadcrumbs, and as you can see, they're not all nice little crumbs. Some of them are a bit, so you don't have to worry about it. Get the kids to do it as well. They like messing around with this sort of thing. So I'm going to put them in a bowl. Yeah, the kids grating breadcrumbs. It gets them in the kitchen, it gets them away from the TV. And it doesn't matter if they're a little bit chunky. These, I need to put that in there. I don't want it to go all over the place. So that's in there. So that's 2 slices of bread. And then I'm going to add my 50 grams of cheese. And again, some of that is a little bit chunky. And all I'm going to add, I think, is just a little bit of pepper. Do you know what? Might not. I'm just going to leave this as it is because I feel like there's enough herbs and spices in there. I'm just going to mix that up because what I don't want is a layer of cheese and a layer of crumbs. I want it to be mixed in together because it will just give it that really nice crunch, and every mouthful you'll get a bit of crunch and a bit of cheese as well. So I'm going to put that in there. Okay. So and then that's just going to be sprinkled on top. Yeah. So you can see there, it's just a nice little crumb top in all the corners so everybody gets a bite. So it's a really good, easy dish. And so for my 2 lots of 4p, I think that's a good looking dish. So I'm going to cook this on, am I going to cook it? So this is going to be cooked on 180 for about 25 minutes. And then it should be nice and bubbling. So we'll have a look at that in a minute. Okay, so it's come out. It's all crispy on top. Actually, I'll turn that off. Turn it off properly. Listen. Can you hear that? So it's really lovely and crispy on top. So OH has said he's going to come and try it because I haven't tried it yet. Where are you? Oh, it's disappeared. It's always the same, isn't it? I was just going to serve it with gravy and green beans on the side, but OH has decided he wants a little bit of meat. So what I've done here in my frying pan, I brought some Savers bacon from Morrison's, It's always at the bottom of the fridge where all the bacon is, so it's on the bottom row. It's really cheap, and actually if you look at the packs you can get some really lean bits of bacon. So if you have a look at that, so that's just crisped up. They're quite big chunks of bacon, so it's like the end of a roll, so they're not lovely nice thin slices. And that's why I've got my apron on, because I didn't want to get my white shirt all covered in, splattered in fat. Where are you, OH? Come on then. We're waiting. You're coming to try it, aren't you?
Oh, we're trying it over there.
Yeah, before we dish up.
Right,
I don't know. You can't get the tasters, can you? You just can't get the tasters, can you? So this is OH. He's going to try it for me. So we've just had a look at this lovely pie. So first impressions, what does it look like?
Great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Listen to that. What do you think? Crispy enough?
Sounds okay.
Okay, right. So I've just broke a little bit off there. So don't you want to have a little taste?
How hot is this?
It's going to be fairly hot because I've just took it out the oven, so just have a small piece.
Right. There's no meat.
There's no meat. No, there's no meat.
Ready?
Oh, ready. Blow it. What's the verdict?
It's got a nice texture.
What's the texture like?
It's kind of crispy enough.
Mm-hmm.
It might do with a bit more seasoning.
Bit more salt. I did wonder,
Yeah.
because there was a lot of veg there, and I didn't put too much salt in because I used an OXO cube to flavour the gravy.
You can certainly taste lots of different veg in there. And
Yeah, you can taste the
I'm
parsnips.
really enjoying the texture, so yeah. Yeah.
A triumph.
Great potential, yeah.
Can you taste the cheese on top?
Cheese, yeah. Try it.
Not too much, because we didn't
just
want
enough,
too much,
just
did we? Fab.
Great potential. Bit
Potential.
more, yeah, bit more seasoning.
Bit more seasoning.
Yep.
Okay.
Great. Love it.
Thank you very much. Right, I'm going to dish up.
Want a bigger portion now?
You will get a bigger portion now with the bacon. So thanks, OH. So there you go. Mine needed a little bit more seasoning. I did wonder because there was a lot of veg, because I did all the parsnips and all the swede. So that's one lesson that you need to know, isn't it? Taste as you go along. I make the mistakes, so you don't have to. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that little video and it gave you an idea of what to do with the cheap veg. Don't throw it in the bin. And if you do see it, have a go. Tell me what you do with this cheap veg when it's out, because it's not there all the time. But when it is, do you take advantage of it? And what sort of things do you make? What are your go-to recipes? I'd love to hear them. So in my next video, I'm going to try... I really like the magazines, you know, the free magazines you pick up when you go Asda and Sainsbury's and Tesco, they have one, don't they? And I really like some of the recipes in those. So I'm going to try one that I've not tried before, and we'll do that next time. But if you've got any ideas and you want me to try something that you think you're not sure about, but you'd like me to test it for you, let me know, and I'll make it. OH will taste it for us. So thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me here in Mad's World. It is a bit nutty around here, and I'll see you again soon. Take care, everybody. Bye.